Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today on this video guys, I'll try to show you that 5 most important technique used for test case design and testing. And before starting this video, let me tell you what is the software testing. So software testing is nothing but we are trying to explore the software. We are trying to testing the software based upon that user requirement, and we are actually testing for insurance that our software is working as per that customer requirement or not. So that is nothing but that software testing. So main objective of software testing is to identify the bug, to ensure that quality, and for checking that performance of that entire software. So there is lots of types of software testings are there, but mostly there are two types. One is like functional testing, like what that like software functionality will do. So that testing will do inside that functional testing, and another is not functional testing. So like that how it gonna perform once it is being releases from testing to production. So these two testing, mostly that is the two types of testings. Now let me tell you why that testing technique use are important. So first thing is like it actually helps for like understanding purpose. So actually it helps that like to systematic approach for a testing, effective testing. And there is like it reduce that testing effort by focusing the key elements. And another thing is like it maximize the test coverage and minimal test cases. So like suppose that I have one requirement, and that requirement actually content like so many cases. So through that technique use, we can reduce that cases, and we can like improve that our testing efficiency or our testing writing test cases writing. So like that's why like testing technique use are important. Now, so first technique is like VVA or boundary value analysis. So suppose a one field is there, one drop down field is there. Inside the drop down field or some text field is there. There some value range is there. Like here, I have used like a age field. Age is started from 18 to 60. So like what boundary value says, suppose that a to b is like that our range. So we need to test that a value, we need to test with b value, we need to test that a minus 1 value and b plus 1 value. So this is the theory concept. Now I'll try to explain that more layman way. So thing is like suppose one field is there. Inside that field there is some couple of numbers are there, like 1 to 100 numbers are there. So it is very difficult for a test engineer to test that each and every numbers. We need to select that each and every numbers inside that drop down, and we'll try to check that our drop down is working perfect or not. So instead of that, what should we do? We have to select that first digit and last digit, and if that it is a text field, then we can put that our first digit minus 1 and last digit plus 1. So like that way we can write that our test cases, and we can test that our software. So that is nothing but that boundary value analysis. So through that way we can actually find that edge cases bug very efficient way. Now another is equivalent partitioning method. So like that this method actually it is kind of similar of like boundary value, but here some catch is there. Catch in the sense of, so here we can use like valid values, and we can use invalid values. Suppose one field is there, one password field. That password field actually accept like 8 to 12 characters. So what we can do, we can use that any valid values which is between like 8 to 12 characters, and we can use like two invalid values like less than 8 characters and greater than 12 characters. Like that way we can cover up that whole cases and all value cases. So this method is called equivalent partitioning method. So through that way we can write the test cases, and we can also use that our cases while doing the software testing. Another is error guessing. Error guessing is like it is kind of guess the error. So this thing will come based upon that experiences. So suppose that some empty fields is there, so what that test engineer how can they can guess the error? So they can first, they have to go through that requirement. They have to understand that domain quite well. They have to understand the requirement, and once they have understood, then they have to start that they are testing inside that like field, test field. So So they need to guess that error, like what kind of errors will come. Suppose that a field is there, a text field is there, that will only able to contain the numeric value. So a error guessing expert or error guessing test engineer, he can guess like that field should not take that special character, should not take that decimal values or floating values, that field should not take that any kind of alphanumeric values, or any kind of, you can say, alphabetically or values. So like that way we have to guess that error, and we have to test that software, we have to writing the test cases. So this is nothing but our error guessing technique. Now another is decision table testing. So this is nothing but, here it is kind of tabular method. So here some conditions we have to write, and what kind of action we need to perform, that we need to write, and we have to set up some rules, like if this condition is being there, then what kind of action it will be, it will become. So this thing we can cover up by that by the creating of a table. So this technique is nothing but our decision table technique. So like this tabular method, we can use that input combination, and we can also check that output, how much output I will get if that our input combination is like this and that. So this, through that way we can cover up that all positive and negative cases in a one shot. So this is that a very good testing technique here. Now this is that called test transition testing, that is the most important testing. On, you can see it is kind of structural testing also. So here what you can do, you have suppose two or three stages or steps. So so you have to write a transition between the two steps. So it is kind of logic. So you have to create a diagram. The diagram you have to put that some values, and then if this state is gonna work, then it will be transit to this state. If this state is gonna fail, then it will be transit to this state. So like that way you have to create a proper diagram, and if you follow that diagram, then you can cover up that all cases in a very fast way. And like that, through the diagram also you can write that any kind of test cases with that based upon your requirement. So this is nothing but our test transition testing. What is the advantages of these technique use, that top 5 test technique use I have been spoken here. So what is the advantages? So first thing is like it actually saves that time. So actually it helps the tester for comprehensive testing coverage, and also it simplifies that complex testing scenarios. So these three is like most important thing, that the most important advantages of like what those technique you actually has does. Now how to choose this technique here? So guys, so for that way like it is actually based upon that our application, or what kind of like field we are testing. And there is, suppose that some ranges is there, suppose some complexity behavior, or suppose some user behavior is there. So based upon that we have to choose that our technique use. There is some multiple technique use are there throughout the testing. So we can combine that our this all like testing technique use, and we can create our own technique use. So like that way we have to cover, we can use that those technique use, guys. So like conclusion of this video is like these technique use are actually very useful for like testing that software. Like mostly used is BV and equivalent partitioning. So through that regular practice and experience, it will improve that your accuracy and efficiency of testing. So I hope this video is actually helpful for you guys. If you have any question, please comment down, I'll try to reply those comment, guys. So thank you guys, thanks for your valuable time.